Good morning, good morning. Hello. How's everyone doing? Well, I hope. Well, I hope. Hopefully you guys can hear me and the music good. Happy Tuesday, everybody. This song is called "So Beautiful" by James. Boney James. Okay, Boney, do your thing. Do your thing, Boney. I'll put my headphones to it so y'all can enjoy it real quick. Hold on. Hey, Broham, good morning. How are you doing? Well, I hope. Boney was doing his thing, doing his dizzle. I love jazz music. Hold on. Hey, Broham, good morning. How are you doing? My mother freaking nigga, if he don't get no bigger, then it be my bigger nigga. All right, let's see. Because my internet for this other device that I'm using is funky. I can't even hold you. It's going to let us be great. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand. What you got going on this morning? Actually, no, you're at work. How's work going? Duh. I don't think this is going to work. Hmm. Either way, we're about to get started. At least we got to rock out with that song. This morning, I want to talk about menopause. I want to bring some awareness to that. Shout out to G Mama Body because she had asked me about doing a live on it long time ago. a long time ago, so I was supposed to have been had done that. But we're doing it now. Hey Riaz, good morning. Blessings. Well, no, good afternoon for you. Good afternoon for you. What it do? Bars. How are you? Sorry guys, I'm trying to get this internet to work, but I don't have much time, so we might have to just do without some background music. Que sera, sera. It's not the end of the world. Keep playing with my emotions. It's like playing with my money. The fudge. What in the world? So even though there's only men, it's only two men in my chat right now, this conversation could serve you guys well also. Mainly, you know, in your future, because all women will experience, I don't like to say go through, but you can say go through slash get through menopause. That happens to every woman once they reach a certain age. And if you're a man who dates or is married to a woman, it is good to be in the know about these things, as well as if you're a man who has female family members they're close to, um, female friends that they're close to. It's good to be in the know about these things. All right, whoopsie do, whatever. Bump it. We're not going to have no music, but that's not going to be the first or the last time. So I've done multiple lives where I just didn't want to listen to no music at all. So whatevs when it comes to that. I appreciate those of you that already hit the like button. Appreciate you guys being in the chat. Appreciate the cloud dwellers. Those of you who may not be able to type in the chat because you haven't been subscribed for 20 minutes. And the only cloud dwellers I appreciate that have been subscribed for longer than 20 minutes are the ones who already communicated with me that 9 times out of 10 they will be in my clouds. Other than that, I don't really have much appreciation for no cloud dwellers this morning. Can't hold you. I think it's rude. Anywho, let's get started because, like I said, I don't have too much time. And I've already been live for what, 8 minutes, messing around with some internet. So, yeah, we're discussing menopause this morning. That's what we're going to be talking about. Hold on. Oh, yeah, yes. And I appreciate the people who will catch the replay. So it says menopause is the natural point in time when a woman permanently stops having menstrual periods and can no longer get pregnant. Okay? According to Cleveland Clinic, healthcare providers officially diagnose menopause once a person, once a woman, has gone 12 consecutive months without a period. Where we at? Okay, here we go. It is a normal part of biological what am I talking about? Biological aging, typically occurring between the ages of 45 and 55, with the average age being 51, between 51 and 52 in the United States. Okay? So they said the typical age gap that you'll go through this is between 45 and 55, but on average between ages 51 to 52. But everybody's body is different, you know? So we got to keep that in mind. Every woman's body is different. So their experiences are not going to be the same. The age that they start this process is not going to be the same. And I'm mad because this is why I don't like going live straight from YouTube, because as soon as I leave to go and try to look something up, it pauses the live. But I want to say, don't quote me, look it up yourself. Really look up anything. Trust but verify with anything. But anywho, I believe the amount of time that a woman experiences going through menopause is about, I want to say, like 7 years on average. Hold on. Which is wild work to me. So it's not like it's just something that hits you. Okay, you go through that for like maybe a couple months or a year. For some people, for some women, it's a drawn out experience. As well as for some women, going through that can cause underlying issues. And then you have some women that experience menopause and don't really have too much going on with them as an effect of it. So it says the three phases. The transition occurs across three primary biological stages. The first one is perimenopause. Perimenopause. The transition phase leading up to menopause. Ovaries slowly produce less estrogen and progesterone. Oh Lord, progesterone. I'm gonna Google that later. Progesterone, causing irregular menstrual cycles and initial symptoms. This phase can last for several years. That's crazy. It's crazy, but not crazy when you think about it. But like I said, if I'm not mistaken, on average, most women experience slash go through menopause for about 7 years. So the fact that you're going to experience certain things before the actual menopause actually hits you, and it can last for up to several years, is wild work to me. But then when you sit back and actually think about it, it really isn't. Same with women when it's time for them to have their periods. Dang, I gotta find this video where this lady was breaking it down. She basically said, and it's kind of almost the same with menopause. Obviously, it's completely different, but you'll have the premenstrual phase before your period hits, like that week or them couple days before you actually get your period, right? That PMS. You'll have the week, so that week before, boom, that's week one. Then you have the actual week that you have your period, so you're dealing with that. And then what? How does she explain it? Which is so true, obviously, depending on your body. And then you have that third week of where you're just trying to recover. You know what I mean? So when you keep that in mind, and then you think about, the things we're discussing. Oh shoot, we back. Okay, scared me. My bad, y'all. Dang. Chill, Wi-Fi. So it's kind of interesting when you think about how it's kind of like a 3 phase or a 3 week process for when you have your monthly period. And then when you think about, what we're discussing, at least to me anyway. Let's continue because I only have about a strong 15 minutes left, if that. So if I go through these a little quickly, bear with me. Okay, so that was the first phase, excuse me. Like we said, we're going over the 3 phases of menopause. Well, at least the 3 primary stages, because when I was also looking this up, there's multiple stages, there's levels to it. So I like that they made sure that they said primary biological stages. They're not the only ones, but they're the primary ones. At least that's what I have before me. And if you know a woman who is going through menopause and you have experiences, with that, or if you are a woman who is going through menopause, I would love to receive any type of feedback on that because I can only imagine if you're comfortable, obviously. If not, I dig it. All right. So the second phase is menopause, the actual menopause. The first one was perimenopause. And just using my context clues, which I wish I could look it up, but I'll look it up later. You guys can too if you don't already know. I'm just gonna use my context clues and just say peri means like pre or like before. You know what I mean? But that's just me without looking it up. So anywho, the second phase is the actual menopause. Where we at? Wait, slow down. Did I not? Jeez Louise, hold on. Sorry, guys. Where does daggone thing go? Who is this? Hold up. There you go. Smooth Jazz All Stars. Okay. Because I'm like, hold up. You vibing. Hold on. Why is he doing me like this? I might have messed up something, y'all. Hold on. Dagnabbit. Hold on real quick. It's gonna pause. Okay, I'm back. My bad. No, I thought I screwed the pooch, but I didn't. Ha ha. Ha ha. No, I wasn't bugging. Okay, so we went over perimenopause. The next they have for us, the next phase is the actual menopause. It says the specific point in time, exactly 1 year after the final period. Because they say you have to go a stretch of 12 months without a period. Okay? Let's see. All right, and then the last stage, or primary stage, is postmenopause. Postmenopause, the stage of life following the 12-month milestone. Hormone levels stay consistently low. Okay? Your hormones is going to be all out of whack. This, for certain women, is an experience, to say the least. Experience on the body, on the mind. It affects their work life, their love life, all of that if they're not able to get a grip on it. Hold on. Because with almost anything that we, and that's men, women, experience in life or have thrown at us or placed in our lap, it's really not so much as to what that actual thing is. It's more so what you do about it, how you handle it, and like I said, are you able to get a grip? All right. Next, we're going to go over some of the common symptoms of menopause. Fluctuating and declining estrogen levels can cause a variety of physical and mental changes. We just said that, right? According to the National Institute on Aging, symptoms include vasomotor signs. I would have to look that up. Vasomotor signs, which would be hot flashes and intense night sweats. Hot flashes and intense night sweats. Who wants to go through that, let alone experience that for years? Hey, Run Buddy, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Next, sleep disruptions, okay? Difficulty falling asleep or waking up unrested. I can imagine, especially if you're dealing with hot flashes and intense night sweats. I can imagine that keeping somebody up throughout the night. Jeez. Fluctuations, mood swings, okay? Mood fluctuations. Increased irritability, increased irritability, anxiety, or low mood, excuse me. You just coasting, you barely there. Hold on. And I can imagine that low mood being tied to being drained, feeling drained, especially if the quote unquote regular hormone levels in your body that you have been accustomed to your whole adult life are now drastically changing and dropping. I can imagine that having you feeling drained, which could lead to a low mood while still having to handle your handle, whatever that handle may be, as a woman. Let's see. The next common symptom, physical changes. Physical changes. Vaginal dryness, discomfort during sex, which I can imagine is tied to vaginal dryness. Don't quote me. And bladder control issues. You're going through a lot. You are going through a lot. And one thing I don't like that people misconstrue and they use to attack older women is to say ignorant things like, oh, your stuff is dry, blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, especially if they're a woman who's going through or has went through menopause, shut your uneducated self up. Run, buddy, we're talking about menopause. Shut your uneducated self up. Okay? It's not like you're talking to a younger woman and hurling that insult at her, even though an insult is an insult. But shut your uneducated self up. Because if you're talking about a woman of a certain age who has likely went through menopause, you saying something like that to her is not a dig, stupid. Especially when they have so many things to aid and help with that. The show must go on, and it will. What are you talking about? Thank God that I am a man. Yeah, men have their own set of issues that hit them once they hit a certain age, and we're going to discuss that in the near future as well. But I do like for men to be privy to these type of conversations, especially men who have women in their life that they care for and that they would like to keep in their life because every woman is going to experience this once they hit a certain age, some earlier, some later, but you will experience this nonetheless if you're blessed to be able to live a fruitful life, a long life, you know? Let's continue with my long-winded self. Okay? Cognitive shifts, that dome, that brain, and everything starts and ends at the top. Okay, so cognitive shifts, forgetfulness, trouble concentrating, brain fog. It's nothing worse than being in the thick of doing whatever you're doing or got whatever you got going on. And then it's like, I guess what they say, fog, that just hits you and you're like, because that's going to stop you dead in your tracks, especially if you need to get stuff done, you know? Or even if you're just simply trying to remember something. So it says causes. Menopause is categorized by its underlying origin. Okay. Natural aging, a predictable decline in ovarian function, excuse me, and reproductive hormones over time. Okay. Natural aging, a predictable decline in ovarian function and reproductive hormones over time. Next, surgical intervention. And this is something that will throw you into menopause early. And this has happened to multiple women because sometimes things happen that require you to get certain surgeries to have certain things removed, and that kind of throws everything off, if that makes sense. Surgical intervention. Onset of menopause caused by removing the ovaries. What they call this? In parentheses, it says oop for oophorectomy. Oophorectomy. I may be saying that wrong. OOPHORECTOMY. So that is the medical term for when you get your ovaries surgically removed. Okay? And then the last cause, it says medical treatments. Due to the ovaries, I'm all over the place today. Can I read? It's not given. Medical treatments. Damage to the ovaries sustained through chemotherapy or pelvic radiation therapy. Because that's a whole other conversation. The multiple different cancers that women can get in that area, which would cause them to need to get radiation. Okay. So the last one they listed, the last cause, medical treatments, damage to the ovaries sustained through chemotherapy or pelvic radiation therapy. Okay. Those are the three main causes as to, you know, why a woman will go through menopause. Natural aging, surgical intervention, and medical treatments. Okay. Management and treatment options. I'm going to go through these quickly. Okay. While menopause is not a disease, treatments, what the heck? Treatments from the Menopause Society can help manage disruptive symptoms. Okay. The first one is hormone therapy. Prescription estrogen and progesterone. Progesterone. I can't pronounce that. Hold on. Progesterone to replace declining hormone levels. Okay. So hormone therapy. Marianne. Okay, the next one is topical estrogen. Specialized local creams or rings to explicitly relieve vaginal dryness. Okay, topical estrogen explicitly. Why am I having an issue with words this morning? Words matter, guys. Okay. Lastly, lifestyle adjustments. Regular exercise, maintaining a balanced diet, and avoid smoking to lower risk of bone loss and heart disease. Okay? Those are the management and treatment options, at least the ones that were listed for women who are experiencing and going through menopause, whatever phase that may be. Let's see, do we have anything else? Sorry, I kept messing up words, guys. Luckily, it is what it is. I hope you guys were able to get something out of this. Like I always say, trust but verify, do your own research. And if you want to give me any type of feedback, I would appreciate that. If not, cool beans either way. I hope you all have a great day, and I'm out of here. Bye.